and I.
Alright, so we're going to give you a little bit of a cold start to start off the video, so let's get it started and hopefully get it pulled out. Hopefully the battery works. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? In today's video, what we're going to try and do is put some of the interior back together that we've already received from the leather guy. We're still waiting on a couple parts. As you can see, the 300ZX room is looking a little bare. We're running out of parts, which is a good sign. But let's move out to the kitchen and we'll look at some of the parts that have already come in and showing you guys what they look like. And then we'll move outside and take a look at the car as it sits. There are some parts that I need to wait on from the guy, hopefully picking them up later tonight, and we will get the interior all installed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's some of the parts that we've received. Some are obviously still outside with the car. It's really nice. I like how it was done. This is the center molding behind, in between the two seats. Obviously, this is our glove box. We have our center console piece right here. He did some padding on it, which makes it a lot nicer, a lot firmer, and I like it. We got side pieces there. On the other side of the underside underneath the driver's side footwell, and obviously the other part of the center console is in here. Update, the leather is really nice. The guy really liked the leather, had no real issues. The only issue throughout the entire kit that he ended up having was the zipper on the seat had separated, so he had to re-stitch it. Not a big deal. He said it is what it is. He was able to fix it and make it look nice. In a second, we're gonna move out to the garage and we'll go take a look at that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just one quick thing before we move along with the video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel and to these videos. Let me know what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right. So we have passed 500 subscribers. We're waiting on Ashley Brown to hit us back up so we can get her gift card. So after that, we're going for 1,000 subscribers, which means at 1,000 subscribers, we're doing a $100 giveaway for the gift card to a place of anybody's choice. So comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure you subscribe to the channel to help us out to get to 1,000. All right, back to the video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here is going to be your first look at the interior so far. We did the leather door panels. They look good. He did the carpet and he did the seats. The seats are looking pretty good. On the other side, we have a couple more parts that are waiting to come in. And that's about it so far on the interior. Obviously, he did the other interior parts in leather as well. Don't mind the carpet. It is a little dirty, just removing it from his place to mine. But it's looking pretty sharp. I'm really pumped about it. As you can see, he did these back here. So pretty much we just got to get it back together and this car is going to be set. All right, so I got the centerpiece in. This is just laying here. Sorry I didn't get any time lapse of it. It did take like an hour and 20 minutes to do that, just because there was a lot of holes not cut out yet in it. So I had to kind of force its way in. Obviously this thing needs a good vacuum once I'm done, but we're gonna move on to the back of the car, get the back of the car finished. We are gonna have to cut a little bit of plastic to fit in our rear strut bar. And then once we're done with that, we will move to the front and finish up this car. So it's one step closer to being done. So one thing I do need to do before we get any of these parts back in the car is they're kind of a mess. They've been sitting in the garage for a while. So they've collected some dust, some dirt, some grime. So we're gonna wipe them down and move on to getting them ready to be put in the car. So let's knock that out and let's move on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next part is going to be a little bit tricky because I have to do some cutting of the plastic so that I can fit in my rear strut bar, and then it's pretty much smooth sailing. If you have any questions, obviously shoot them in the comments below. Any comments about how bad I'm doing or whatever you want to say, that's good too. I am using a Cobalt air gun for some of this stuff. If you want to check that out, check my last video. I might be able to put it up in the top corner. If not, just go to videos and check out my last one. Remember guys, comment, like, and subscribe, help me out. We're at 588, let's get to 1,000 ASAP. So just got to finish putting the back of the car together, and then move on to the front, and the interior will be done. So I did make a little bit of a mistake. As you can see, I had to pull off that part again, and I'll have to pull off this side. The bottom corner of this panel sneaks up underneath that one over there. So I began marking it out a little bit for where I got to cut some plastic away. And I'm gonna go little by little just to get it in the right spot, hopefully, and then just match it up on the other part. We'll get it cut out, get it in, and move on with life. So hopefully that won't take too long. Hopefully have it in. Just got a phone call saying my parts are ready, the last remaining parts of this car. So once we get those, the interior will be all back together and we'll move on. So let's start peeling away some of this plastic and get this thing fit up in here. So as you can see in the time lapse, this side is coming out a lot better. Just a lot easier to know kind of where to cut rather than not know where to cut. So this one's ready to go in. I know it doesn't look like it's ready yet, but it is. Just got to slide it on top of that, release one of the bolts, put in a couple more. That thing is done. The back end is almost done. At that point, just got to pull the carpet out of the house and the back panels, and then this back is done, and we'll move on to the front. That may be a tomorrow project. As you can see, it's getting a little dark. It's only about 4:05 right now, so might have a little bit of time to work on some of the front end, but we're gonna take our time. All right, so we're gonna bolt that in and bolt across the back part of it and get this back end done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all set up. Now we get to the rest of the back and the carpet, and the back end is all done. After that is all interior on the front end. So finally, after years, this car is finally gonna have a full interior again, one that is not disgusting. We also have to knock out this panel too to get it in. And I also have a surprise piece that no one knows about yet that's gonna go up in here. So I'm gonna go grab that, we'll install it, finish out the back end, and then hit up the front. All right, so the little hidden piece that I had for you guys is this tonneau cover. However, I don't have one of the clips. I do have one of the clips, but again, for this clip, I don't even have the bolt to hold it up. Those are on order, and also I forgot to order the thing that holds these in. So those are both on order from C1. So hopefully they'll be in a couple days. Right now we're gonna throw down the carpet. We're gonna tie it up for today for a little bit. I gotta run down and get some parts. The rest of the parts I have for the interior, and we're gonna move on to the next step of throwing in this carpet. So that should be a pretty easy job. I just gotta go find my spare tire. So I'm gonna go work on that and be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the interior is all put back together. I found the cardboard that goes underneath the carpet, and now the carpet is in, and it looks awesome. So the back end is done. Obviously those cuts aren't the greatest, but I will probably get some rubber or boots that go over the end of it to cover those. Next, we're gonna jump into the interior. That might end up being for tomorrow, as today's already been about a 4-hour day, 4.5-hour day, just getting the rear end put together. Hopefully the front end goes a lot smoother. There was some parts I had to go searching for. I'm about to head out and go pick up the other parts. So I'll probably knock out another hour or two on the interior tonight, which you guys will see. And then probably the rest tomorrow or Wednesday afternoon. So I'll be right back with you guys, and let's start working on the front end. All right, so we did have to move her back in after I got back from picking up my last few parts, the two window sills and the window regulator, or not regulator, the window switch on the passenger side, so we can have a window for my passenger when I ever get friends or anything like that. But we are back inside, and now the plan is to put those the door sills on, and then knock out putting the door panels still back on, and then start on the interior. Might be able to finish it tonight, we'll see. I got a lot of work to do, and I'm still waiting on some parts to come in, at least for the rear. So let's start knocking it out and getting this beautiful thing done. All right, I did not videotape this. There is a great guide online of a removal, and removal obviously versus putting it together on YouTube. Just search 300ZX removal of door cards or door, and it should be a video about how to get to the Bose speaker repair. And the guy does a great job taking apart one of these doors, and he does on the driver's side, so I'm not going to bore you and have a how-to again. We're going to jump over that side though. That side I'll record in time lapse, and you'll be able to see it getting put back together, hopefully if I have all the parts. So let's knock that side out, and then we will start knocking out the interior. It is kind of getting late, but we're gonna keep on chugging, so let's get to it. So you guys can see by the time lapse, most of the door is complete. I dropped the bolt in the door and I can't get it, so had to order a new one. That'll be in a couple days, hopefully not too long. I would like to have this car done by Wednesday, but at the rate we're going, doesn't look likely. So one more bolt for the door, then I can get on the one other piece. I can get on this piece, and then we can move on to finishing that door, and that's it. That's the only bolt we're missing now. And this job for the doors will be done, and now it is time to start taking care of this mess. So let's start knocking it out. So unfortunately my camera had died during the recording of most of the rest of the interior. As you can see, I got 90% of it done. The center part snapped off. And we have this whole door, which is now in, and that one's done. All nice and in. The seats have a couple little parts that need to go back on it that didn't or had shattered off the old seats when it was pulled apart. I have that part to put in for the shifter boot area, so that I just have to throw in, which means I gotta take back off that area. So I have the bolt for the other door. We'll get that in. We'll get this all tidied up, and then we'll show you the rest of it when it's all done. Hopefully my camera doesn't die on us again, and we can get some good footage. So let's knock this stuff out and get it over with. So first and foremost, this clip had snapped on the original one, so I have that in. Also, if you come over here, this one is now in. It wasn't in at the time. We have a little clip that goes there. And then I believe on the other side of the car, we have a another knob that's coming in, which I'll show you back here. This knob is for the driver's seat, as you can see, like right there. And this, when you take it off, I screwed this up on one of the first one. There are clips that slide into that hole, so be very careful with that. Also, there's the shifter thing right there. Also, a couple other parts to help finish off the rear end. There's that, some extra parts. I also bought the Z-Spec new T-top things, covers, and a couple more of these finishing screws for things around the car. So I'm gonna get working on that, and I'll catch up with you guys when it's all done. All right, so now both of those are put in, and they are looking pretty good. As you can see, this is a little loose yet. The guy says that once some heat gets on it, it should straighten out, which it's supposed to be really hot this week. Today was 90 plus, but I didn't have it out in the sun. Damn Corona. So now we're gonna shoot and get the rest of this stuff knocked out. We got the door to finish up, which I gotta just find some pieces real quick, which shouldn't be too hard. Get that situated, get the interior done, and this car is gonna be fully complete, and the next step would be paint and getting the brakes fixed. So let's knock this all out and move along. So here we go. This is the new tonneau cover that I got for the 300ZX. It's from Z1. Got the clips all installed up here, and got the clips that go and hold this thing in place. So it closes nice, and it also covers up. You can't even see, because all you see is a reflection at this point. But you can see it covers up the back, so I can hide any stuff that I carry, you know, lady friend's purse, throw it in the trunk, because we've got a lot of people breaking into cars and stealing stuff, and I really don't feel like taking a car apart another door to get that out. So now, next thing you'll see is the door panel back together. This will be back in its spot, all tidied up. Then I'm gonna knock out that, and the entire interior will be done. So we got the center finisher in. I just gotta find my ashtray somewhere in here and put that in. And right as I took it apart, one more piece decided it needed to break, and we lost the clip down into the back of the radio. Took the radio apart, and it's MIA. So ordered a new one. That one should be in soon enough, but otherwise this interior is complete. The new steering wheel, that's been in for a while. The door is now complete. the interior is all done. Sorry about the light. I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but it is all together now. The interior is all done, minus that one piece. I did get new finishers up here I could put in real quick, but that's an easy job. One screw and it's pretty much out. So that's about it with the interior. It's all together. So far, I'm pretty impressed with it. So during the reinstall process, I ripped out all these wires that were going to the old radio. I mean, the one that was in it, not the original one. So all these crap wires are gone out of it now, thankfully. That's all set up. It's working fine. The car is mostly back together. There's a couple more things I got to knock out, but just wanted to show you this crap that, you know, was all wired into the car for one radio to work. So we're gonna move on to the next step, which is putting in those T-top finishers. But that's about it. All right, we'll move on. So as you can see, there's no more parts left on the table, which is a really good sign. The interior is all set. It's all put together. Now we're looking at getting some other projects done and over with the car. I noticed that I sheared off a wheel stud. In the next video, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to replace a rear wheel stud on the 300ZX. After that, there's a couple more things I'm looking to do. I just got delivered recently the Twin Z rear diffuser, which just showed up. So I've started to put it in. Ran into a little bit of issues, but that'll be fine. If you did buy it and you're watching to the end of this video, one, thank you. Two, make sure you look at the bag that you got for hardware. It should say 2+0 on it if you got a 2+0. The one I did get had a number 4 on it, which was for the wrong, it was for the bumper, not the diffuser. So I just got it back, or just got the new hardware in. Hopefully in a couple days I do that. Yes, it'll probably take a month or two to get the next video out, guys. With everything that's going on in the world, videos are like the last thing that are on my mind. I have so much going on in the world and in life right now. It's not even funny. I'm actually working more than what I was before. So yeah, we're there. I hope you guys are all doing okay. Feel free to like, comment, tell me if I'm doing something wrong. Tell me if I'm doing something right. I love hearing you guys' feedback. You guys are awesome. I know earlier in the video said I'm around a 500 mark. 580 mark, I believe, in subscribers. We're up to 602 as of recording this ending of the outro right here, guys. I am so pumped to be getting closer. We're now only 398 to go until 1,000. We need a lot more watch time, though. Hopefully this video will help. Corona is helping a little bit, which I know it sucks, but thank you, I guess. Make sure you watch all the other videos I got going. This car has come a long way from where it is. I'm really proud of this car. As you know, if you've watched the very first video, I've owned it for a long time. I love where we're going. I love where we're coming from. Like I said, this car started a long time ago. We have a spoiler here for the future. 2 third brake lights here. A T-top for it. As you could see, there was a little bit of rust in there. Not 100% sure I'm going to go with this. This T-top, it was used from Z1. I have to change out all this to get to the new one. Not too sure if I'm going to go with that or have the rust repaired. Found a little bit of rust on the 300ZX the other day. On the exterior of the car, easy fix for the paint guy. Hopefully this fall. Obviously, got some parts that I'm ready to sell, which you guys already know. I got steering wheels, I got a clutch, and some other things that are for sale. If you guys have any questions about what is for sale, hit me up and I will let you know. So again, thank you for watching. Remember, comment, like, and subscribe. And thankfully, we're getting close to the end of the project. The room is getting a little bare, and next it'll start getting filled with Z31 parts, and maybe a different surprise car coming up soon. Again, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. Be safe out there. And I guess social distance, I guess. Whatever. Have a good one. Be safe.